Masculinity and maleness is not toxic, full stop. And the extremes on the one hand, and this is very much a lot of the media environment that young men in particular are pushed towards in the quote unquote manosphere. And this is everybody from Jordan Peterson to Joe Rogan to Andrew Tate to Clavicular now is the new kind of look maxer guy on the radar that everyone's talking about. That tends to lean towards a kind of doubling down and indulging in your natural masculine urges. So there's a ditch of indulgence on the one hand, and I think you can associate that. Again, this is the kind of right-leaning ditch of the ideological right. This is a kind of chest-bumping, performative over-celebration of manliness and masculinity, where the virtue formation is less of a value. And then on the opposite extreme, I think you have folks, and this is the more kind of left-leaning ditch, which wants to perhaps de-emphasize the differences between men and women and just say, well, can't we all just be good people? Or in a Christian perspective even, can't we all just be godly? Why are we so obsessed with these differences between men and women? And to that, and I will say this goes even farther than that, to the denigration of men, this conversation around quote unquote toxic masculinity, where you kind of view anything uniquely or distinctly male as like a scourge on society. So I actually think the principalities and power that capital S sin, we can see at work here to kind of push us into either unhealthy ditch, a ditch of indulgence in our kind of masculine urges as we understand them. And you can see like a leaning into kind of dominance and bravado and hypersexuality or lust on this side, and then a hatred of men or of even yourself as a man and whatever you associate with your masculinity, including like if I notice myself feeling competitive, I'm like, oh, gross. And just this cultural swirl around toxic masculinity and men are trash and all of this kind of mainstream left-leaning media rhetoric is, I think, really damaging and alienating to men, genuinely. And what it does is it then pushes them towards the other extreme of this kind of hyper-performative bravado. Where, like you say men are toxic, I'm just going to be even, you say masculinity is toxic, I'm just going to masculinity even harder.